All right, so welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how freight dispatching can earn you over $100,000 next year. I want to break this down nice and simple and give you excellent value that you can implement into your business today. So as you can see, I have a breakdown, a very simple breakdown about how you can make $115,000 in freight dispatching by dispatching 6 trucks. So by dispatching 6 trucks, you can make over $100,000. So I'm going to talk about the ins and outs of how you can do that. But welcome into the chat. Let me get a comment in the chat if you want to make at least $100,000 next year. Let me know where you from, where you viewing the video from today. Where you checking in from? Want to make over $100,000 next year? Let me see in the chat where you checking in from. I'm going to start sending out some emails to some specific cities and states for opportunities I have coming up soon for some live opportunities. If you'd like to be a part, make sure you type in the chat. I like to see where most people are viewing from, so I know the top cities and states to come to. So if you want to make your first $100,000 next year in freight dispatching, you need to make sure that you're dispatching at least 6 trucks. And I'm going to break this down to a science for you, to an exact science, so you don't have to waste any time, money, or energy on unneeded marketing. Proven results, proven results. I'll teach you my proven results system. So before we get into it, I want to talk to you guys about why freight dispatching, why it's such a good opportunity. So I'm going to let you know why it's such a good opportunity. Then I'm going to break down that illustration I had there pulled up on the screen. So we got Arkansas, we got Houston, we got Cleveland. Okay. So freight dispatching is totally undersaturated, right? It's plenty of room, plenty of money to be made in freight dispatching. First of all, it's because owner operators make their money based off the loads that's being booked and put on their trailer. That is their source of revenue, their primary source of revenue. So as being a freight dispatcher, you're handling like their top source of revenue in their trucking business. And then that leads to you making such a high amount of money in trucking. So what you need to know to be able to do this, the owner operators, they want to see that you have value to bring to their trucking company. They want to know, like, and trust you before they sign up with you. So the thing about starting a freight dispatch business, you're actually building a business. So you're going to need to do marketing that draws leads in, and then you build each department after that. So the main thing to think about, pulling that illustration up I had again, most people, when they come into freight dispatching, I think 97% of the people are going to think these 6 drivers are going to stick around with you for months at a time, to 3, 4 months at a time. You're not going to keep these same drivers for 3 or 4 months at a time. That's not really what freight dispatching is about. It's about offering your highest amount of value to the owner operators so they can increase their revenue at all times. That being said, what's going to happen naturally in trucking, a lot of the owner operators you dispatch are going to be new. They're going to be new, going to be their first time getting out there on the road. And sometimes they have several pain points that's beyond your control, because trucking has a high turnover rate, a high failure rate to begin with. So you as a freight dispatcher, that's what you need to realize from the beginning. So freight dispatching is about building a pipeline. You need a pipeline of owner operators coming in all the time because owner operators are going to be coming and leaving. So how you want to think about if you want to make over $100,000 per year, you want to think about keeping an average of 6 drivers signed up for your company at all times. So basically, if you generate one truck $5,000 in revenue, charging 8% as a freight dispatcher, that makes you $400 per week based off of that one truck. So now if we want to make over $100,000, it's about dispatching 6 trucks per week or 6 trucks per month, and that would get you over $100,000. But we want to think of these 6 trucks as 6 trucks on average because these trucks are going to be going, leaving and coming, right? But it's easier than most people think if you get the top of your pipeline correct. So that's why you need a high value UVP, right? A high value UVP because you want to attract a lot of owner operators in at the top of your pipeline. Because some, when you get on sales call with them, they're not going to be ready to sign up, or they could be ready to sign up 2 weeks later. You never hear back from them. This is business, right? So the more we look at freight dispatching like business, the easier it gets. It's easy to get to this $100,000 per year, but you have to have that UVP. You have to build a pipeline, and then you're going to deal with a lot of issues. Like maybe sometimes customers aren't ready to sign up when they get on the sales calls with you, or you may have other owner operators that stay with you 2 weeks, some 4 weeks, some 2 months. So they're going to be coming and going at all different times. So the main thing that you need to do as a freight dispatcher is build a pipeline of owner operators coming into your business. Because if you don't have a pipeline, you don't have a freight dispatch business because of the turnover rate. But what I teach students in my program is to start with a high UVP. Because basically, if you don't start with a high UVP, you're not going to get enough customers in the pipeline to continue making you money. This is a cash flow business. As owner operators are coming into your pipeline, they're paying you money. So the most important thing you want to think about as a freight dispatcher is how can I have an unlimited amount of owner operators coming into my pipeline at all times, right? So utilizing social media, you're able to give away value for free. This is how I got started. And from the people, the members of my freight dispatcher boot camp, the same way that I got started, I still see the same pain points of owner operators in trucking. So basically, what I'm seeing from members in my freight dispatcher boot camp is sometimes owner operators don't know it's a flow to trucking. So when I'm dispatching an owner operator, especially if they've been on home time and it's over the weekend, when they go back out on Monday, I want to try to book them a load for, let's say, $900 going 300 miles. I still see loads like that on the load board all the time. And I'll start showing you more of my dispatching I'm doing with some of the boot camp members. But I still see loads that's paying $900 going 300 miles. And what you want to do as a dispatcher, you want to book them high paying loads like that going a short amount of miles. So it's less wear and tear on their equipment. And then from there, your owner operator needs to be picking up that load first thing Monday morning so they can get that load loaded on the truck and drive those 300 miles and dropped off all in the same day. And then while you as a dispatcher, you're looking for the next load. And then that owner operator can go and pick up that next load. So they picked up and dropped off a $900 load all in one day and picked up another load. So this is the flow of trucking. So the dispatcher or the owner operator aren't thinking about the flow of trucking, the flow of revenue in trucking, like ideas like that to get them going. And then you got to keep up that flow. You have to keep up that rhythm, right? So from there, You want to try to help out as many owner operators as possible. You want to get on video and give out value like that. You want to give out what I'm teaching the students in my bootcamp program is to think of video ideas, 5 tips to increase your revenue as an owner operator. And that can be one tip. So as easy as giving out ideas like this for free, and it's going to attract owner operators to you. And the more ideas you give out like this for free on video, as those videos stack up and you make more videos, it's going to allow you to keep 6 owner operators in the pipeline at all times. And that's what it's about more than anything. Before you move on to anything else in your freight dispatch business, it's about setting up that pipeline, like I just explained, because you're going to be wasting your time in anything else that you do, because you're not going to have a consistent flow of cash flow into the business. So if you get it right from the very beginning, start with a high value UVP, unique value proposition. So this is why if you're just coming into this business and you think you're going to make some quick money just by advertising a general freight dispatch service, it's not going to work, because it's not going to be enough energy going into the business from the very beginning. You're not going to have a unique idea that has enough value to it to create a pipeline to keep drivers coming in. So the pipeline is more important than anything. And then as far as how much you should charge, basically it all depends on your pipeline at the end of the day. This is any business. You charge by the demand. So how much you should charge is based off of the demand you have coming in your business. So what I would teach is to have a high demand coming into the business. And if you have too many drivers than you can handle, that's when you can charge 10%. But if you have low demand, if your pipeline is weak, you'll probably have to charge 4%. But it just depends on the quality of the UVP. Yeah, and you really want to base your prices off of that. You don't want to set a price. Even you as a business owner, you don't want to set a price based off of anything that the market is saying or the general ideas of the market. You want to base your own price off of the value that you are attracting to your company. And the higher value UVP, the more value you attract to your company, will allow you to make more money. So if we're not doing these things, we are not making that $100,000 per year. So what we want to do when we start our freight dispatch companies is the first thing is we want to have a UVP. You want to have that unique value proposition. And then you want to think of the perfect pitch. So the perfect pitch, you're going to explain your UVP. In about 30 to 60 seconds, you're going to explain your UVP. And then you want demand. You want ways to get traffic to that value that you're putting out. So period. Any business that you start, you're offering your value. You're offering the value that you're thinking of, and you're thinking of all the ideas possible to get as much traffic, as much eyes on that value. Same with freight dispatching. It's the same thing. And then after that, as you get as many eyes on that value and interested in your value, people are going to start signing up for your services. And then you build out the business after that. Because after you market that value, naturally, what's going to come next is sales. You're going to have to get on a sales call with your potential customer. And this is any business. Same, if you realize with freight dispatching, it's the same pattern. You're going to have to get on a sales call with that owner operator for them to sign up with your business. So now you're in the sales department. It's only you as the CEO wearing that hat at this time. You're doing the marketing, you're doing the sales. So it's only you. But the thing is, especially as new business owners, what we don't realize sometimes is we're always acting in certain departments. Every business has departments, whether it's 100 people in one department, in the marketing department, and 50 people in the sales department, or if it's just one person in the marketing department and in the sales department. So when you start your freight dispatch business as the CEO, you are every department. So after you market your UVP using the perfect pitch, and you created market demand for yourself, Now, owner operators are interested in your business and they're in the sales department. Now you'll need to know how to get on a sales call and what to say on the sales call. So this is the whole process of signing up each driver. And so you'll be in the sales department, and then after they agree to sign up for your company, you will be in the customer support department, where you'll get them the freight dispatch agreement, and they'll send back all the information they need to send to you. And they're officially onboarded. So that's the customer support or the onboarding department. So they're officially onboarded to your freight dispatching enterprise. And now they're in the operations or dispatching department, right? But for the most part, and I'll say in any business, most people only think about the day-to-day operations. So in any business you look at, most people are only thinking about the operations department when it all starts with the marketing department. So as a CEO, to be successful in freight dispatching or any business, you would need to figure out how to be the most successful that you can in the marketing department first to get this whole pipeline started. And then they go down through the sales, customer support or onboarding and operations department, right? And then after you figure that out for yourself, you would need to think of ideas to increase the pipeline where you have to have help hiring, where you have to hire help to help you in each department. And as a business owner, what's going to be the most tedious part is the operations department. In any business, it's always the operations department that is the most tedious, and it makes the least amount of money, because you're going to make the most amount of money by the leads you draw in through the top of the pipeline. So that being said, what you want to do is the first department that you hire out on, you want that to be the operations department, because that's going to be the day-to-day operations. And what naturally happens with a lot of freight dispatchers, they get so busy in the day-to-day operations that they forget about the marketing department that caused the whole system to start, right? But instead of forgetting about the marketing department, you really want to crank it up, right? And by cranking it up, doing more marketing, you're going to be able to hire dispatchers to work for you. Right. So this is really just coming from my boot camp program, what I teach in my boot camp program. So really I can give away all this, and then it's just about you implementing it into your business, right? And this is how your business can draw in so much revenue from the market if you're thinking in this direction, right? But if you're thinking way down at the operations department, instead of thinking about marketing, your business enterprise will not draw really any cash flow from the market, right? And with this comes longevity. This is how your dispatch business can be open a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. This is how you can actually have a business to pass down to somebody, right? And that's why I rather speak about these things, the highest ideas, right? Because my true purpose is I want my customers to have a business to pass down to somebody, right? If I'm only talking about the operations department, that's not going to manifest for my customers. So first, it's about you as the CEO thinking of the highest UVP that you can to get your business going. And then once you think of that highest UVP that you can, and how to get traffic, how to get owner operators, how to get your potential customers to that UVP, that's going to start signing up drivers for your company. And I think this same thing about owner operators. Having a freight dispatch service is one of the best businesses for or additional services for an owner operator to add on to their enterprise. For one, it's not a lot of information out there actually telling owner operators what to do in their trucking business to become successful. So if an owner operator's been in business 10 years, there's plenty of owner operators newer than him or her, and the only thing they would need to do is start giving away value, their story, what they learned along the way, and they would naturally have a huge pipeline of owner operators signing up for their dispatching service. From there, they would need to outsource the day-to-day operations, and then them as an owner operator just market that value, right? And that's the way to even go in the trucking industry. As an owner operator, I wouldn't only depend on rates. I would think of some way where I can put an additional service onto my trucking business that makes more than the trucking business itself. And that's the way most businesses, the businesses that take off and last a long time, is because they think of an idea to add to their business that even replaces the primary source of revenue. And that's how they keep going. And that's exactly where I would go if I was an owner operator, because the trucking business, it does have a lot of a high overhead, right? So as an owner operator, especially as your equipment ages and you age as an owner operator, you definitely want to think of ideas like this to use your experience. Start using your mind and not your body. Simple. That's the answer for trucking right there. This is so easy. That's the answer for trucking, right? But you got to think towards that direction to actually act on the ideas to make it happen. It's not going to happen if you don't make it happen, right? Nothing happens till we make it happen. So yeah, with trucking, if I was an owner operator, I would either do that, or that's when I would start hiring drivers to drive the truck and and I would start purchasing more trucks using the money from that dispatching service that I added on, right? Because the dispatch service would just be based off of my experience as an owner operator. So with trucking, with the rising cost of expenses, you want to think of revenue ideas like adding an additional service, as in a freight dispatch business, onto the trucking business, right? And it's passive income. Any questions over anything? This is high level information. I know this is high level information, but any questions over anything I'm going over? But this is how you actually want to start a freight dispatch business if you want it to last, if you want it to be around, right? This is how you want to start one. This is really the only way to start one. Yeah, so then from there, by offering that UVP, and you get those leads and you get owner operators signed on to your business, as you continue to dispatch owner operators, you're going to work with more brokers. You're going to work with more shippers. So that is going to be more opportunities for your future customers. And this is how you're going to be able to increase the revenue for every owner operator that you bring onto your company as you build your business out, right? Let's go. So this is how you can have 100,000, or you can make a quarter million in freight dispatching your first year. It just depends on your UVP and how much traffic you get to that UVP. And that's freight dispatching really in a nutshell, right? Yeah. So most of the general information in any business won't create a successful business, right? The general information won't create a successful business. You have to go much, much, much deeper. And if you're interested in joining my Freight Dispatcher Bootcamp and getting some of this knowledge implemented in your business, make sure you click the link below. I also have another course that I'm creating. It's going to be a 4-week course where I break down every department. First week is going to be marketing. Second week is going to be sales. Third week is going to be customer support or onboarding. And the fourth week is going to be operations. So you build your business the right way with a proven blueprint, the only blueprint that works, right? Just learning operations causes business failure, right? The reason why so many people can't get far or can't get a freight dispatch business started in the first place is because we're just thinking operations. When if you don't follow that step-by-step blueprint, you won't be able to make it. But it can be easy for you. And then once you implement this in any business that you start, and you think the same way in any business, you'll be starting businesses left and right, easy. And that's my goal. That's my primary mission for my customers, right? It's not just about freight dispatching for me, right? Because it's just business, period. And the more you think this way in any business, the faster you'll make revenue in every single business. Yeah, so I'm having that course come out. It's also going to be a link for that course down below, 4-week course explaining every department every week from now for the next week. You're going to get the first 14 days free. So just click that link if you're interested in that course more. But what I would do if you go at it alone, go at it by yourself, I would think marketing. I would create a high value UVP, right? And having that high value UVP is just going to make it easier your entire way through your business, right? Because if not, you'll be struggling to sign up drivers the entire time, where if you do it right from the beginning, you'll get drivers automatically and you'll get that constant stream of drivers. But I thank you guys for being here on this live. If you've got any questions, just comment below. Also,